Hello guys, gals, and NB pals. Today we're going to be learning how to make our intonation more masculine or feminine. I'll get down to brass tacks for this one. Masculine speakers vary their pitch less, feminine speakers vary their pitch more. That's gendered intonation in a nutshell, but there are some interesting details left out by that simplification. First, for my masculinizers out there, it's important to scrutinize monotone as a term. We are not trying to speak like a robot. Monotone kind of implies a lack of pitch contour, which is obviously not the case. Rather, the pitch contour is more subtle and covers less range. Bring into your voice a matter-of-factness. Instead of, the birch canoe slid on the smooth planks, do this. The birch canoe slid on the smooth planks. There's a near complete lack of upward direction in that second example. I'll try it again with a masculine vocal sex.
The birch canoe slid on the smooth planks. The birch canoe slid on the smooth planks.
For questions, we want to get rid of most of the inflections of questioning and replace it with a downward slope that implies a statement. Instead of, how are you doing today? It's more, how are you doing today? Notice how similar that one is to, I went to the store today. I'll mention it now because I'm sure some of y'all are already ahead of me. This can also be useful for women, both cis and trans, in trying to acquire a butch kind of vocal style. Last thing for the dudes before I get to the gals who are feminizing, I will be accepting transmascs students for voice masculinization lessons starting in May. But you can sign up to be one of my first mask students right now at altimerevoicetraining.com. I would love to help you achieve your voice goals. All right, now for the dolls, we're gonna start with the high raising terminal, commonly known as uptalk. Yes, it's true. This style of speech has a lot of negative connotations with it, but lucky for us, or unlucky for us, these connotations are a result of misogyny, so it's a valid thing to consider in feminization. All right, for further explanation, what I meant by that is that we can decouple some of these vocal features from some of their sexist stereotypes and use them and analyze them specifically through the lens of voice feminization. So uptalk does have a lot of sexist connotations with it. That doesn't mean that it's not a female inflection pattern. If you couldn't tell, that was me exemplifying uptalk, and it kind of makes everything sound a little bit like a question. It's kind of funny to contrast that against the masculine tendency to make everything a statement, the trans feminine urge to make everything sound like a question. But uptalk is optional and regional. More dramatic intonation extends past that to our emphasis really being driven home by a change in our pitch. Compare these two readings of the same sentence. Silence, shadows in the dark, curtains rustling in the cool April breeze. Silence, shadows in the dark, curtains rustling in the cool April breeze. What you'll notice is that the pitch is almost always going upwards during emphasis. This is why focusing on setting your baseline very high in your vocal range isn't ideal. You won't be giving yourself room to inflect upwards. If we try that again at a high place in my vocal range, you'll notice that I can't get that same dramatic upwards inflection. Silence, shadows in the dark, curtains rustling in the cool April breeze. It can be useful to practice a feminine intonation on a softie. Watch me perform the prior sentence on a lip trill and try this for yourself. Your intonation should sound natural, not extreme, but you can practice extreme intonation to explore your vocal playground, and using softies to do so is a great way to cushion your voice so it doesn't strain. Above all, the number one way to improve your intonation, as well as most of what we talk about in voice training, is mimicry. For the guys, find some masculine voices you really like and talk alongside them. For the dolls, I find that most Disney princesses tend to have some really strong examples of feminine inflection. Thank you so much for joining me. That's all I have for you today. My Patreon is poppin'. I had a great group lesson last week you don't want to miss out. And also sign up for voice lessons with me through my website, altimerevoicetraining.com. Thank you so much. Bye.